All right, family. Black Power. Black Power is the truth hour with General Sarah Soon said he kick back, get your mind ready for some information that's guaranteed to be heavy. That's right, family. I'm excited and delighted to be accepting members to the Sarah Soon said YouTube page, the dynamic page. Y'all know what it is. Black Power, Black Frequency. You feeling that frequency and energy? You should most definitely join. Link right down in the video description is in the chat. Says join. Click that link. You'll get a video introduction rundown on the memberships, what they entail. You see one you like, you should most definitely join. Even if you don't, I appreciate your presence at the Sarah Soon said YouTube page. Continue to engage, continue to advance. That's right, family. Ring the alarm. KingSeti.com online marketplace. Official General Sarah Soon said DVD lectures, t-shirts, tank tops, hoodies, African and Kemetic jewelry, holistic tonics and remedies, home decor accessories for every room in the house, 25% off selected items at this time. Save and shop, shop and save. Pull the fire alarm, pull it. GeneralSeti.com, SETI University. We're talking about over 1,200 videos of pure heat and fire presented by General SETI himself. All the subjects that you know and love from the general. Not only do you have that, you got the supplemental, also monumental, and instrumental research material from the Grandmaster teachers. I give you an overview of that material, giving you 360 degrees of supreme African academic wisdom and knowledge that cannot be compared to by any other website on the planet. I want you to get over here immediately. Enroll today. GeneralSeti.com, SETI University. That's right, family. SETI popping on Patreon, BPC making noise. We never calm. Exclusive live stream, too hot to handle on YouTube, or just so exquisite. We keep it for our family on Patreon. We got that fire. We got over 300 live stream smoking. You get a chance to see the general live. Tomorrow is my day where I'm gonna be turning up very going in the treasure chest. Got a lot of gems dropping tomorrow. Most definitely be on deck, family. And I'm gonna load you up with nothing but gems and jewels. And to my family out there that support the general, I want to thank you. Thank you. I appreciate the fact that you appreciate me. Any of the family out there would like to donate to the general, keep the general on the battlefield. Link right down in the video description, right over in the chat. Click that link, donate, and I thank you ahead of time. And make sure you subscribe to all my YouTube channels, King SETI, General SETI, Sarah Soon SETI. Rock that notification bell. Get a video a thumbs up, like it because you love it, share with your family and friends, and comment. Just don't say nothing stupid because I will ban your ass. Okay, family. Now, today, we got one for the ages. We talking about the Demiurge. We talking about and the great Nubian god, Apedemak. This was something that I noticed many years ago, during my studies. And I seen the three-headed lion god of Nubia. And immediately before I even, thought of the Demiurge, which ain't got really nothing to do at all. I'm not about to be one that's sitting here and pump that up. You know what I'm saying? The Gnostics and this, that, and the third. And I don't have no, that's all religious, but I'll break that down for you and have no problem in breaking that down for you. Okay. But that ain't got nothing to do with black divinity. Okay, we got to get away from that. We got to get away from all these mythical stories that these Cro-Magnon Neanderthals just keep popping up. One people, the Gnostic this, and then you got the goddamn Essenes, then you got Kabbalism, then you got all these crazy ass institutions of thought that these Cro-Magnon Neanderthals keep throwing at people, and they keep using African icons to demonize. You see? They keep using African icons to demonize. Okay, and so yeah, we gonna cut into that. And so when I first saw Apedemak, and I was doing my the Hindu, the Naga Kush, I noticed that one of the symbols over there, they had a three-headed lion god. and that was under Ashoka. That was his national symbol, was the three. And when I saw, I said, well, damn, you know what I'm saying? But what I also understood was that the lion is an indigenous African animal. And so when motherfuckers is talking about that the Africans, no, they did not. Okay, no, they did not. The lion is an indigenous African animal, and that the great African kings, just like when when they go to establish dominion, anybody, when the Romans, the Rottweiler and many of them mastiffs and shit that the Romans would take them dogs with them. You understand what I'm saying? Wherever they went on the planet, they would take them dogs with them. And so, leaving the dogs in the various colonies that they had established dominion over, you see, now today you might find Rottweilers any goddamn where. You find them in America, the Mastiff. They had a lot of them Mastiffs and shit, you know what I'm saying? I believe, what was it? No, it was that darker one. I believe it was the Neapolitan. They had a lot of them Mastiffs and shit that they was taking to war with them. Okay, and so no different than the African, who were taking lions. Because when you look on the walls at Naga, you talking about Naga, and you talking about Dhaka. We talking about them Nubian temples that was in the domain and worship of the Nubian god Apedemak. Okay, what was Musarat, Naga, Dhaka. You see what I'm saying? I know those three, but all through. And matter of fact, I seen, which was crazy, because when we look at, and I'm gonna show you, you look on the Naga temple in Sudan, and you will see a Apedemak as a lion-headed Naga. You see what I'm saying? With head of a lion. And then he got the body, and this is what they use in Gnosticism as a symbol for the Demiurge. Now, I'm gonna just say, all that Nag Hammadi shit. See, a lot of people, when they always damn near get back. They don't get all the way back to the source. You see, some of them Gnostics was some of the first motherfuckers that came in. You got the Nag Hammadi texts and gospels and shit. I seen the one with the Gospel of Judas, and it had the Ankh on it and shit, and this, that, and the third. But that shit ain't got nothing to do with the Nile Valley. Okay. I'm just gonna say that for what it is. Now, understanding what the Demiurge is, what has been taught, and I don't need to grasp it no further than what I'm gonna give you. I don't need to go into it that deep. Is that this Demiurge is he's not the supreme God, but he's a lesser God. You see, he's a lesser God, and and we'll leave it there. He seems to be the son of the Gnostic goddess Sophia. Okay, now I can get into the root of that and dismiss them, because I know in the root of it you got Afi. Okay, when you got Afi, which is in Sophia, the root of that is serpent. Okay, the root of that is serpent. And so, she's an aspect of the dragon. That's what it is. That's what Afi means. Sophia. O-P-H-I. All you had to do is look it up, and it's another term for serpent. Okay, so I'm in that instance, she's nothing but a version of Isis. That's what she is. That's what and she's a lesser form. You see, so again, they going in there, they saying Sophia, they saying, Mary and all of that. Those are lesser expressions of our set, period. Okay. And we'll leave it there. And so she had this demiurge. And I don't think she had the okay from the Almighty. And the Almighty wasn't okay with it. And so she dismissed, left him. You understand what I'm saying? I don't know if on another planet or some shit, this, that, and wherever and he thinking that he was by himself, and but he had some power, but he didn't have the Almighty, and he created this universe. You see, and he took sparks of energy and sparks of life and trapped it in flesh. So what they a lot of the occult motherfuckers ether that when they got different stages of development, you see, and you got these beings in the first stages of what they call the root races. So when you get to the root, when you go to the beginning, you got the Hyperboreans and you know what I'm saying, and and I forget, it was the Hyperborean and whatever the first two root races, they was like ether. You see what I'm saying? They was like ether. And so this demiurge took etherian beings and trapped them in flesh. See, this demiurge is supposedly the master of material things. You see, and he's created the, and it almost remind me when you watch The Matrix, that one where what was that motherfucker name? Where Neo, he was like, he went down, that motherfucker that could control the train. You know what I'm saying? And he got on that motherfucking train, and and he trapped him down there. You see what I'm saying? He trapped him, he couldn't get out, and he wasn't stronger than that motherfucker. You see what I'm saying? So he thought he was strong enough to fight him, but in his own domain, he was stronger than Neo. So when he went to, man, he punched that motherfucker and he fell into the, so, it's like a world where he didn't create it, and he didn't trap beings in this world that he controlled. And these beings don't know that at one point in time, they were etherian beings. You see what I'm saying? That they were, they were sparks of spirit. And so they've been trapped. And this demiurge is controlling this. Now, let me tell you this, just so you can know. I don't believe none of that shit. Okay? I'm just going to be real with you. It's just another, it's just another philosophy that I can't work with at all. You understand what I'm saying? Because I got black divinity. You see, and I understand that everything that I see, you see, out here, this come from the creator. I ain't got time to be, motherfuckers fleeing reality and shit and this, that, and the third of, because it's material and their spirit. That's just what it is. And I believe that each stage of existence is necessary. I don't lessen, because that's another way of motherfuckers like, nigga, this shit right here, just throw it away. This ain't real. You know what I'm saying? These is niggas that's fleeing reality. They don't have the necessary dominion You see what I'm saying? On it, or the ability to establish dominion on this planet. So they throw the towel in. You see, I believe every stage of existence, because it's just like when you see, and we study the serpent for that very reason, that he sheds his skin, and which is a symbol for moving from stage to stage. It's no different than starting in elementary and kindergarten and moving up. You see, through the various grades as you begin to develop. And so, listen to me when I tell you, and I'm speaking for myself. I can't even, people try to put shit before, and this SETI's philosophy, just so that you can know, so you can have what I think about this. Number one, nigga, you couldn't even have a thought. You couldn't even have a thought, motherfucker, if you didn't exist. Okay? Until I come, even when you come through your mama's womb, nigga, for a large portion of that early years, you ain't got no consciousness about what's going on. You hear. As you get a little older, then it's certain, moments of time that you can vaguely remember. You see what I'm saying? But them early years, you ain't gotten that kind of consciousness. You see? So when motherfuckers try to lessen reality, let me tell you something. There's nothing great, and I want you to understand what I'm telling you when I say this. For me, there's nothing greater than existence. You see what I'm saying? There's nothing greater than existence. Everything else is philosophical. Every fucking thing else is philosophical for me. Okay? Because you couldn't even, no matter what your philosophy is, you couldn't even have a thought, motherfucker, until you was born. You see what I'm saying? Until you got here. Now, any motherfucker, let me tell you, that's just like I used to, I used to tell people that I used to talk to myself. And I did. I used to think I was talking to God. You see what I'm saying? And I'd be talking to God and shit. And when it was time for God to talk, and I'd be in my mind talking like, Holy Father, you know what I'm saying? I want to be your divine servant. I want to be your next great prophet. I used to say shit like that. I want to be your next great prophet. And as I'm having this fucking conversation, right, I would be answering for God. I would be, and in my mind, I act like it wasn't me. I'm just telling you what I did. I'd be having this conversation, and so when it's time for God to talk, in my mind, I try to disconnect from the fact that I was speaking for God. Even though I knew it, vaguely, I still knew I was talking, but I tried to act like it wasn't me. I go deep in my mind and I can hear, and I hear shit, and, but that was me. That was me. Okay? That was me. I said it, I was talking for both of us. All right. So, when I know what that we play, our minds be playing tricks on us because we playing tricks on our mind. Yeah, it ain't that our mind, it's not all the time that our mind is playing tricks on us. We playing tricks on our mind. You see what I'm saying? We create these realities, and when you talk about the Demiurge, or this motherfucker that then created this world, this material world, and which I know he ain't created. Okay, this is the cosmos. All these elements are divine. When you understand the power, you understand of it, you understand spirit, and you understand the power of the physical and how it go hand in hand, you ain't gonna have no problem ascending over all of that shit. Nobody trap you nowhere. The only motherfucker demiurge that's trapping your ass is you in your own mind. You see, you trapping you because motherfuckers they didn't expose that. You see what I'm saying? I mean, the story of the demiurge didn't been exposed, and so if it was something, he didn't been exposed. I mean, so what power do he really got if he's been exposed? You see what I'm saying? Which like I said, I don't believe. And again, like in many times when, like I say, when I use that the movie The Matrix, when the motherfucker got trapped, you understand? Neo got trapped in that one world. See, a lot of times the motherfucker the demiurge is you. You create the world. You understand what I'm saying? Like, you choose to be the Christian, nigga. You the one to go in there, motherfucker, every Sunday and hooping and hollering. You take your black ass in there, nigga. Okay? Even after information done been revealed, you the motherfucking demiurge, nigga. You create the world. No motherfucking spooking, no motherfucking sky making niggas. This is another trick. You understand? Oh, this world, everything in creation is divine. Nigga, the scene and the is divine. People that ain't got no inheritance, they gonna demeanor, they gonna devalue anything that ain't got, they don't have no inheritance in. You understand what I'm saying? Every stage of existence, and let me tell you something, nigga, you better pray to your ancestors and thank your ancestors that you here today. You understand what I'm saying? Because if not, nigga, you would be unknown. You understand what I'm saying? You would not, you wouldn't have no place. I don't know if I was here before. I don't remember shit. I'm not gonna lie. And you understand? And I ain't gonna make it up just to make, man, you was here before you got here. Well, motherfucker, I don't remember none of that. Okay? You understand what I'm saying? So when you understand that this place and time is so important, and I'm going to get into it, but I want to drop the philosophy. We got to quit lessening our walk on this planet and diminishing the importance of being here. And this is what, nigga, that's really no different than the pie in the sky shit. Get your pie when you go in the sky. But ain't nobody ever came back and told me shit. That's what I remember when my great grandmama used to talk. We would, and man, I'm telling you this because this is real to me. I remember my great grandma, and my great grandma, bless her soul, she passed back when I was 17 years old. I was still in high school. But even before that, I had such I had a relationship with my great grandmama where, she used to be, I just be listening to her. And I remember my father, it was in the room, and this was like at night. And she had this house, right? And she had she had a large window in the front of her house that look right out to the main road. And she was just sitting. She had a little chair right in front of the window, and she would be watching the cars go up and down the street all day. And I remember that night, it was she had turned out all the lights, really. It wasn't no lights on in the house, really. You understand? It was dark, but when you open up the window, it was a lot of light from the streets was coming in, so you could see. It wasn't like you couldn't see to walk around, but I believe it was really a spiritual time. And my father was in there, I was in there, and they was just talking. They was going, and she was talking about how her brother was talking about all the heaven and all this and that, what it looked like. And I just remember my great grandmama saying, well, he ain't never came back to tell me nothing. Ain't nobody ever came back. You see what I'm saying? And invalidated no goddamn belief. You see what I'm saying? So these is things that we create while we here. We adopt certain, philosophies, and we accept that. You understand? And I'm not saying that there are no good philosophies. I believe it is some good philosophies. But philosophies like this Demiurge shit and this Christianity shit that keep motherfuckers in a box. You see what I'm saying? You trapped. You understand what I'm saying? The only person that's trapping you is the Demiurge is you. You the goddamn Demiurge. And all these, and they say all these archons and these are magistrates and rulers on the planet. You see, and that's no different than that's no different than the Bible. What difference is it? You see what I'm saying? That's nothing but that's the false Messiah, Antichrist. You understand what I'm saying? And those who would help him to, control the planet. You understand? In his time. So it's the same thing. It's the same thing. It's some difference, but it's not much difference. But what was clear to me is that they took, as they come into Egypt, they obviously took symbols, because when you look at the Gospel of Judas, you can see the Ankh on there. But let me just be clear. I don't give a fuck if it's an Ankh on there or not. The ancient Egyptians had nothing to do with no goddamn Judas. None of that. They took symbols and many times they demonize it. So when you look at the symbol, of what they call, many instances, what they call the Demiurge, it is a symbol of the great Nubian god Apedemak. Let me see. Okay, let me see. I think it's right here. Where is that? I think it's down here. Here we go. And so, y'all the Bayoff. Okay, y'all the Bayoff. Okay, let me get it in here. Yeah, so now, so you can see what they, they say his name means the creator, craftsman. You see symbols that very similar to Ptah. You see this, that, and the third, and so you have to watch, that word play. So when you look at the lion, which is a divine symbol for African people, let's just be real about it. They've taken one of our divine symbols of the lion, and they then turned it into the Demiurge. Now, when I look at it, they could tell you what they want to tell you. Okay, let's be real. In studying sacred etymology, and you studying sacred etymology, I don't give a fuck what a motherfucker tell you a word means. The frequency that it gives off. Now, when I first look at it, if no motherfucking body tell me what they, that it means, craftsman, or I see the demon and I see the urge. You see what I'm saying? I know what I know what those. Now you could say that a definition, it means this, but when you speak it, See what I'm saying? Now, when that shit leave your mouth in tone and in frequency, I don't give a fuck what you say. You see what I'm saying? I see the demon. I see the demon. Just like when they say pandemic. You see what I'm saying? I understand that's pandemic, demon. You see, I know who's the root in that. Pandemonium. Pandemonium. You see, I see the demon in that. When they say democracy, demo, demon, I see it in there. So ain't no getting around that. You understand what I'm saying? So when I look at the demon urge or the demiurge, and when you look at what they trying to say he is, now they can say whatever they want to say. You know, he's not looked at as the benevolent. He's looked at something that is chaotic. You understand what I'm saying? He's created his world and he wants to rule in his world and so on. That's no different than Lucifer and Satan and shit ruling over this planet. That's right. He say he would have a reign. You understand what I'm saying? So what the fuck is the difference? I don't understand the difference in that. You understand? He has dominion. According to the Bible, Lucifer got dominion until the Messiah come back. So he got dominion over this. You see, he got dominion and he got his princes and shit, in that sense, how many princes of hell is it? You see, is it 7? Is it, because when you deal with those archons and you talk about 7, you got to understand that they play on that 7 because that's also astrological and cosmological when you deal with the 7, because that's also the sacred number of Osiris. Is also the sacred number of Orion, the Orion's belt. You see what I'm saying? So when they say 7, many times that's speaking to the astrological constellation of Orion's belt. And so when you look at the Buddha, you see the 12 Nagas that protect the Buddha. You see, so when you say that archon and the 7 and this, that, and the third, again, it's rehashing. You got 16 crucified saviors, and then you go, and though the story may vary a little here, a little there, the root of it all is the same. And so it's no different with this Gnostic. You understand what I'm saying? They got some astrological information up under there where they put another veil in their particular interpretation on the top of it, but nevertheless, it's still the same. I don't have no belief in none of that shit. You see what I'm saying? You your own Yaldabaoth. You your own motherfucking Yaldabaoth. Because the masters then came and taught you and woke you up. Now, if you want to stay in the box, it's not because no Yaldabaoth motherfucker is forcing you to be in the box. You choose to be in the goddamn box. So you your own motherfucking demiurge. And I like the sound of it because it's the urge of the demon. And it's urging you to stay a goddamn demon. And so even in the face of being exposed to truth. You understand what I'm saying? Even exposed to truth. So when I look at this and I say these Gnostics, they literally took symbolism. So they didn't come into Africa. Many of the just like I went over yesterday, Naga, Hamadi, and then not only Naga Hamadi, I mean this is Naga. This is not Naga Hamadi, but this is Naga. So they have more than one city in Egypt called Naga. This is Naga, Sudan. The other Naga Hamadi is right outside of Luxor, I believe, Waset. So it's but you see, and so obviously they didn't went in there and they didn't saw some symbolisms. There's no doubt about it. And they've taken something very sacred of our people, which is the lion, and they didn't demonize and the serpent. You see what I'm saying? And the serpent. So that is the symbol of the dragon. And so that's That's European interpretation. Because if you go into Africa and Asia, 95% of the interpretation about the serpent and the dragon is divine. Yes, you do have a balance, where there are some aspects of it where they look at it. You got Apep, which is looked at as the enemy of Ra, but nevertheless, 95% of the other interpretations of the serpent is divine. You see what I'm saying? It's divine. And so with the dragon, that's true, because the dragon is only a variation of the winged serpent, solar serpent of ancient Egypt. That's what it is. And when people don't have a connection to that divinity, then they, it's by their nature that they begin to destroy and purposely interpret a negative connotations on other people's spirituality. And so you continue to see this. Now, it's interpretation. Religion is religion is religion. Once you crack the code on one, you didn't crack the code on all. You see what I'm saying? All religion is man-made. Ain't no Yah to buy off. No Demiurge gave no nigga no book. Just like ain't no Yahweh gave no nigga no book. Okay? Ain't no motherfucker floated up into no sky and seen no Yah to bay off. Or no Yahweh or no Allah or none of that. Okay? So when you start talking about God, God is a concept that motherfuckers use when they don't have no understanding of the cosmos and they need something, that they could latch on to that could help them. You know what I'm saying? It's just like when you swimming, right? And motherfucker had to give you one of them life vests and shit to keep you from drowning and shit. You know what I'm saying? You be out there in the motherfucking water, or they give you one of them inner tubes so your motherfucking ass don't sink. Don't sink. That's what God is for motherfuckers that don't understand the cosmos, to keep your ass from sinking, so that you can have a goddamn life vest on. They give you God. You understand what I'm saying? But then half the time, motherfucker been to learn how to swim and won't take the motherfucking vest off. See, the thing is, when you got the vest, it's not to leave it on forever. It's to once you learn how to swim, you take the vest off. A lot of you motherfuckers want to keep the vest on and shit. You're supposed to take. So all these different philosophy, once you understand that you connected to the cosmos, you get rid of religion. You understand what I'm saying? Because that ain't nothing but another man that then created some shit, you know what I'm saying, that he know people who are in a weak state and don't have an understanding, and they really looking for something. They looking for something. And so, people, they don't want to not they don't want to just be, lost to the consciousness of being. So they'll latch on to something just so they can, and it'll do some good for a minute. But like I said, that's just a life vest that you put on. And once you learn how to swim and you understand your connection to the universe, you let that shit go. So when I look at this Gnostic shit, you understand what I'm saying? And I start listening to it. When I say, oh man, this shit Greco-Roman. You understand what I'm saying? It's something else there too. You understand what I'm saying? Listen to me when I tell you this shit. And I done studied a lot of shit. When I started to, get into this story of the Gnosticism and shit and this, that, and the third, and I just look at just this symbol alone, I say, yeah, these motherfuckers got some dark shit going on. Okay, I don't fuck with shit like that. This is some shit like you see in the Kabbalah. You see what I'm saying? They ain't too many, yeah. This like some shit you see in the Kabbalah, and you see some crazy ass incantations and shit. And this, that, and the third. Motherfucker, I wouldn't repeat a motherfucking thing none of these motherfuckers talking about. You be the fool if you want to. You see what I'm saying? These Gnostic motherfuckers is Greco-Romans, Kabbalists. You see what I'm saying? That are using African symbols and demonizing them and putting it up in front of the world and shit. You see what I'm saying? So when you see this, and if you come into your consciousness by way of this Gnosticism first, and then you come to Egypt or Africa last, you're gonna say, oh man, these niggas over here on some demonic shit. You see what I'm saying? Your mind gonna already be warped to this reality. So in the end, what I will say is this: you know, you have been touched by a lot of great teachers. You see, you've been touched by a lot of great teachers on your divinity and who you are, and that you are the creators of all, not all religion, but you the one that established religion on the planet. Okay. Spirituality and divinity. You established all of that. And so you cannot start coming through the back door of people that just didn't rear their head about these caves in the last 2,000 years. You cannot do it. You understand what I'm saying? Because they don't know enough to teach us. You see, they don't know a goddamn no. And we can connect into our DNA, tap into our DNA, which these people's is trying to do any goddamn way. That's why they take your blood every fucking time you go some goddamn. Let me get a vial of blood. And do you know? See, the people don't know about that blood, and I'm gonna tell you something as we talk tonight. Have you seen that movie, The Underworld? You see, with them vampires and shit. And do you notice that one of their powers, when them motherfuckers want to know, they say, let me bite this motherfucker. And everything that went on in your life, that vampire is privy to it. You see what I'm saying? That motherfucker, I seen one where, he had colluded with some other motherfuckers to try to take down, the main elders in the vampire cult. And he wouldn't, they say confess, motherfucker, and he would not confess. And so they had raised one of them elder vampires up out of the ground, and his Victor. And he came over there and the motherfucker wouldn't confess. So he bit his ass. And then when he bit him, shit went on, anything that, that went on in that motherfucker's life in the last year or two, just flashed before this motherfucker's eye. He knew everything that went on in this motherfucker's life. So you don't understand. They letting you know. Sorry, family. I put some damn oil on my face, and you know how that shit you goddamn running, that shit running down into my eyes and shit. But tapping into that blood, they could tap into your motherfucking DNA. You understand what I'm saying? And they showing you in movies and shit what they could do. So I mean, the fact is, you got the damn power. You got the power. Let me wipe this shit. I put some goddamn oil on my face, and then you get to sweating, and that shit get to running down into your eyes. I hate that shit. All right. But anyway, so, when I, studying this, don't get caught up in that shit. That's all I could tell you. You can study it. But that Gnosticism is on, you see, that shit is on par with that Kabbalism to me. Because when I start seeing them symbols, I don't give a fuck. I study symbols. Them motherfucking symbols is on par with the Kabbalah. Period. Motherfuckers could tell. I don't need no motherfucker to tell me shit. I done studied it long enough. I don't see nothing righteous in none of that shit. So Sophia is nothing but Mary for the Gnostics, which is a knockoff, because when you talk about any type of, when you see Alfie in there, any of that shit, whether it be the oracles of Delphi with Pythia and all that shit is knockoffs of Wajet and all Isis. As you know, when they show Isis in her serpentine form, when they show all of that, because when I looked into that ancient Egyptian hieroglyph dictionary, and it clearly said that most of the time when you see the serpents on the walls of ancient Egypt, unless it is clearly defined to be masculine, is damn near, by default, it's a goddess. You see what I'm saying? By default, it's a goddess. You see what I'm saying? So you got so many of the goddesses in there. Now you got the Apep, but when you talk about the god, in divine fashion, is the goddess. So when you start talking about Sophia, Mary, and that's knockoffs, them European knockoffs of our set. So I'm not studying no Sophia. I understand the root of it. I understand that it's serpentine. That's why, and it's dragon. That's why they show the Demiurge as a dragon. You see what I'm saying? They show him as a dragon. So that's what it is. But once we understand the origin of that and take it back to the root and on the walls of ancient Egypt, the winged serpent with the solar disc on the head, and then showing the pharaohs with the flaring what you call the hoods or the king cobras. We don't need that's knockoff shit. That's knockoff shit. You see what I'm saying? And so our ancestors didn't teach no shit like that we trapped down here and no goddamn, that's some bullshit. You understand what I'm saying? You here for a reason. They trying to lessen because you are your own demiurge, and they want you to fall into that. So you disregard your walk. See, your walk is primal. You the primary. You see what I'm saying? You the primary. They don't have that distinction. They don't have that distinction. That's you. That's your inheritance. You see what I'm saying? So what they want you to do is for you to forget your place on this planet. You got a paradise. Our peoples was building great civilizations all over Africa. We didn't have these type of, people talking about they trapped somewhere. That's motherfuckers that coming up out them goddamn caves and they didn't have nothing to look forward to. They didn't have nothing, and so they got this defeatist, this outlook on creation. That's why they destroy every motherfucking thing. The tree, the air, the water. This shit, to them, it don't mean shit. You understand? For us, it's a blessing. It's a paradise. It's a blessing from the creator. It is your responsibility to maintain that. You understand what I'm saying? It's a blessing to be here. It's a blessing to be alive. It's a blessing to be in this space and time in existence. You understand what I'm saying? Just imagine family that ain't here. You understand what I'm saying? When you leave here, nigga, I ain't, in my mind, I don't care what nobody, we have our beliefs, but my family that I knew that passed on, they ain't came back yet. So, your time here is limited. You see, we understand that. And what's waiting on us, you see, when we get there, we'll know. You know, like I said, ain't nobody ever came back to say. So what you doing is you making preparation now. See, don't lessen this. You understand what I'm saying? That's what they want you to do. So when you show up wherever you going, you unprepared. Each stage is necessary. Each stage is of the most importance. You see, you can't lessen this walk. You can't lessen this walk. Somebody trying to trip you up and trick you. You understand what I'm saying? You got to get now. You got to get what you're supposed to get now. So when you show up to where you going, you prepared. This is preparation time. Each stage is preparation for the next stage. You see, that's what it is. And so please take advantage of this time in existence. Ain't nothing like existence. You see, I don't know where the fuck I was. People say I don't know. And before I came through my mama womb, I don't know where I was. I don't know what I was, if I was. You see, I don't know that. It ain't gonna lie to you about and don't know. We look at what the ancestors laid out because nobody wants to go into nothing. We do know we're going off back into elements. We are elements. And so, yes, we're going to go back into the elements of creation. We are that. You understand what I'm saying? We're going to go back into the elements of creation. But anything like a netherworld and all of that, these are our aspirations. These are, but nobody has ever came back, because if they came back and validate, it wouldn't be but one. It wouldn't be but one religion. It wouldn't be but one. If somebody could come back and validate, so you still got all these because of that fact. So don't let no. And so what you do, you look at our ancestors because they've been here the longest. You see, they've been the most in tune with the universe. You see? And so even though they too, in concept, believe certain, ideals, they too, were limited in the fact that nobody's have come back. Nobody's come back. Nobody's validated. If they did, we don't know about it. You see, and even if they did, we don't know how they did it. You see, no matter what. So the thing is, keep studying. That's what you do. You keep studying the cosmos as best you can. Be one with the cosmos. Be one with the cosmos. Understand the cosmos. Study. That don't mean don't study. Try as best you can to know what you think the ending going to be by looking at creation. You see what I'm saying? That's your best bet. You know what I'm saying? The unknown is the unknown. But what you can see out there in front of your face is tangible, and you better look to that, for any type of guidance, and you know what I'm saying? And don't let nobody trick you into believing that this here and now is not important. Don't let them do that. Don't make them, this is a blessing. This planet is a blessing. The only thing that fucked it up is these sick motherfuckers in their thoughts. And the same motherfucker that's talking about this is a trap and is the same motherfuckers that disregard the planet, blow it up, pour oil in the water, fuck up the trees, chop the trees down, kill the animals, and so on. And sound like the same frequency to me. So don't fall for it. And so when we talk about the great God of Apedemak, and I just wanted to, and we'll dig in deeper about Apedemak, but I believe just, the imagery alone of using this God, the symbolism of this God, which is a divine God, to represent some demonic energy, and that's what it is. Demiurge ain't no mean no motherfucker. It means the urge of a demon. It's saying what the fuck is saying, the frequency of it. Oh, that means architect, bitch. It mean the urge of a demon. The fuck is you talking about? Demiurge. Demonic urge to do demonic shit. That's what it means. No, fuck, if I see in demi and demon is the same fucking frequency. Let it leave your mouth. Demon, 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 demi, demon, demi, demon, demi. It's the same frequency. What the fuck is you talking about? Urge. Urge. It means a inclination to do. You understand? A power within that's pushing you, you know, to do a certain thing. So it's a demonic urge, and I advise you to not entertain none of that shit. You understand what I'm saying? There's some trickery in that shit, and I don't care what nobody say. You understand what I'm saying? I don't care what nobody say. The shit speaks for itself. So family, this is General Sarasu and said, you born divine, you born connected. Any messages is coming right is out there in that sky, nigga. You understand what I'm saying? Is the language of the creator is in the cosmos. Just look up there and you can see all the scrolls and all the divine interpretations right there out there in that sky. Look up there, look to the Mother Earth, look to the, you know, to creation. And if you can't find it there, it cannot be found. I'm out of here, family. I'll see y'all tomorrow. And make sure you hit some of them links, support your general, and we'll be black again with some powerful information and presentations tomorrow. Okay. Now I'm just checking in. Look, I ain't even check into the comments. I just turned back into the comments. So I don't know if y'all tried to ask me a question. I'm just looking. Yeah, okay. Yeah, okay. See, man, thank you, brother. Yeah, thank you, brother. I didn't see you in there. You dropped the general 10. Thank you, brother. Appreciate you. That's right. Making sure all our family in there. Yeah. Okay, family. We'll touch back on this. I'm not done with this. I'm not done with this. I know this hurt a lot of them occult niggas, but I'm not done with this. So we'll touch back on this tomorrow. This is General Sarasu and said, he said, hey, arm yourself with knowledge, bang on that wicked ass beast daily, liberation through African education and confrontation. Black power.